The trick to life is to not have expectations, but just to know what your duty is and to do it.
Our community is built on critical thinking, cynicism, skepticism, and at worst, I suppose, let's confess, could there be a little bit of conspiratorial thinking? Just sometimes become very open to the idea of chemtrails. What do you think about them? What the hell happened to Building 7? But perhaps the most significant moment when it came to a breaking of the trust between the American population and the American government were the assassinations of the late 60s. Great civil rights leaders and even senators, well, one senator and a president. Of course, now, in the form of Bobby Kennedy, we have a kind of phoenix of that moment joining MAGA. That's why I, in particular now, am passionate about the possibility of disrupting systemic and institutional global bureaucracies wherever you happen to live, but in this case in America. Keir Starmer, Justin Trudeau, Macron, Kamala Harris, all of the kind of avatars of this globalist system, all of whom speak compassion with their lips while legislating authority with their pens. Bobby Kennedy says that this could be an opportunity to finish what was started in the late 60s. Is that just highfalutin rhetoric? Were the Kennedys just institutional politicians? Has it ever been corruption? Has the system always had ordinary people in a stranglehold? Or is this a significant moment of transition and change? Have a look at this video that has gone viral, in which Bobby Kennedy claims that now this new alliance has been formed, he could finish the job.
This conjunction of an immense military establishment and a large arms industry is new in the American experience. Yet we must not fail to comprehend its grave implications. We must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
Listen to the wind blow, watch the sun rise.
This country will do whatever must be done to protect its own security and that of its allies.
General, we got a message from Khrushchev which said that he would withdraw these missiles, providing we did not plan to invade Cuba.
Now the time has come for this nation to fulfill its promise.
A country is as strong really as its citizens, and I think that mental and physical health, mental and physical vigor go hand in hand.
A great change is at hand, and our task, our obligation, is to make that revolution, that change, peaceful and constructive for all.
Run in the shadows, damn your love, damn your lies.
President Kennedy has been assassinated.
And if you don't love me now, you will never love me again. I can't.
The time for debate is over. The time has come to unite. We are a strong and we are a courageous people.
I am announcing today my candidacy for the presidency of the United States. I do not run to oppose any man, but to propose new policies. Policies to end the bloodshed in Vietnam. Policies to close the gaps that now exist between black and white, between rich and poor. I run for the presidency because I want the Democratic Party and the United States of America to stand for hope instead of despair.
My thanks to all of you, and now it's on to Chicago, and let's win there.
Senator Kennedy has been shot. Is that possible?
Break the silence, damn the dark, damn the light.
If you're going to do anything important with your life, there's going to be a hero's journey where you go through the valley of death. You feel you're completely alone. When my uncle was president, everybody was talking about Camelot. And I ended up reading a book about Camelot called The Once and Future King. It gave me the capacity to process pain in a different way. The trick to life is to not have expectations, but just to know what your duty is and to do it. You become relentless. Nobody can defeat you.
Tonight, I'm very pleased to welcome Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Don't you want healthy children? And don't you want the chemicals out of our food? And don't you want a president that's going to make America healthy again?
This does seem like a moment where the election and the trajectory of the campaigning could radically alter direction. How can the Kamala Harris campaign claim to be a movement that is operating on behalf of the people? One, when they're already in government, when we saw how they behaved during the pandemic, when we saw how Obama behaved during the 2008 financial crash and he bailed out those banks, when they're excited to receive the endorsement of staffers from Mitt Romney or from Bush. There was talk that Bush might appear at the Democratic Party convention. Could you have any further or clearer endorsement that what you have is a uni party that switches its veneer? That much is clear, and then claims that it's working for you. Do you know that politicians got together, lawmakers from across the aisle to... Was it to back a war? It was to back a war. It was to decide to give taxpayer dollars to yet another unwinnable, endless war. It's so clear to me that this new alliance means that there's an opportunity not to achieve perfection. I no longer believe in utopias being achieved by human beings, but at very least a disruption. A disruption. Watch the legacy media. Watch what gets censored on social media. Watch what pundits get condemned and attacked, and you will be able to sort of sense the outline of what they don't want you to do, and therefore what you should do. What you have, it seems to me, in the Democratic Party are a set of malleable marionettes who will legislate and regulate on behalf of global systems of power. What you have is the coalescence of big pharma, big food, big tech, the military-industrial complex, telling you that in order to protect vulnerable minorities, you have to vote for Kamala Harris, a woman who did a pretty poor job of a joke job down there on that border, it seems to me. With the alliance between Trump and Bobby Kennedy, the addition of Tulsi, and maybe more to come, there is a possibility of disruption. I'm not naive enough, foolish enough, young enough, hopelessly idealistic enough to believe that we're driving towards perfection under the auspices of that peculiar collaboration. But what I'll tell you again is it is disruption, and disruption is what we require now. We need to disrupt their teleology that will march us towards centralized globalist authority, because whether it's Starmer, Trudeau, Macron, Kamala, or any one of those WEF apprentices, we must oppose their agenda of centralization. They are all governing on behalf of the globalists. Globalists means lobbyists and donor class. And while the opposition may not be perfect, they're better than that. And they're a good step on the journey to decentralization and maximum individual freedom. But that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comments and chat? Remember, like and subscribe, even if you're watching this on YouTube, that have demonetized us on behalf of the same globalist interests. What a coincidence. Remember to like, remember to subscribe, and remember to watch our entire streams on Rumble, and become an Awake and Wonder if you can, where we do live events that you can attend fully free of charge if you are one of our members. We meditate together, we do Bible studies together, we do Russell Brand's stand-up breakdown, and most excitingly of all, you get to come together in genuine unity and union with like-minded people. We can't continue to bring you this beautiful content without the support of our partners. Listen, you know that we are partners with Rumble, and Rumble have gotten into the coffee game. Now, if you knew that your coffee had been tainted with pesticides and chemicals, sitting in bags for months, sitting in an old bowl bag for months, probably with traces of mold, would you drink it? The answer is, of course you wouldn't. Even Jill Biden wouldn't drink a bag so contaminated. Most of the coffee we consume is stale, flavorless, and full of harmful substances that have a negative effect on our health. Rumble's 1775 coffee, on the other hand, is free from harmful substances. and chemicals, whilst it's also rich in flavor. The beans are sourced from high-altitude farms in Bolivia, roasted weekly in Miami, and delivered fresh to your doorstep. As believers in freedom, buying 1775 coffee helps fight back against other coffee makers that don't even care about you none. Join the coffee revolution and brew rebellion with Rumble's 1775 coffee. It's dark, it's delicious, but there are a variety of blends available. All you got to do is go to 1775coffee.com/brand. Use the code BRAND right now to get your 15% off. You can click that. There's stuff available whether you're in the Wake and Wonder chat or in the Rumble chat. It's pretty bloody good coffee. I'll tell you that right now. And I say that as an Englishman for whom the date 1775 is a very painful thing to reflect on. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more uncensored content where free speech can flourish, join our live stream. Click the link right here to watch the next video if you want to, or become a member of a growing movement. Download the Rumble app and you'll be informed every time we make a new piece of content. Stay free.